Life is changing, life will never be the same. Today, it's the last day of the Tony Robbins event. Unleash the power within. It's the vegan day, so am I going to convert into veganism today? We will see tomorrow. Have I been having like feelings towards buying more Tony products? I'll talk a little bit about that in this video. And is this the spring, the small sprout that comes out and changes my life forever? My Tony hat, I forgot to show, it has a signature from Tony Robbins. On day number 4 is the day where like coffee is evil, and this one is double evil because it has milk inside. It has to go. It's the day where the Coca-Cola I have, inspired by Warren Buffett, I was talking about the other day, needs to go. It's the day where I feel lucky and they're trying to convert me to become a vegan. So day 4, it's the 16th of March 2024. It starts at 1:45 here in Denmark. And then it actually starts an hour later because they're trying to sell me stuff for the first hour. And then it stops at 2 o'clock at night. It's what I call the vegan day. So it starts with the first hour. It's like you have the business mastery they were talking about the day before. It was like 9,995, but now and then they were talking about you could get the Mastery University, 9,995. So a lot of people have actually bought this stuff and paid like the $10,000 for either business mastery or for Mastery University. But like now it's crazy, right? Now they have a bundle, 14,995, and then you get both of them. So in marketing, that's called an upsell. So they're trying to upsell. So now you only pay like 50% more, but then you get like a lot more, right? So it's very good. And then they talk about like what is the return on investment to buy the stuff. So it's actually the pay down for 6 houses we bought. This amount of money. It's quite a lot of money to give like $15,000. But then Mr. Scott Harris talks about the return on investment. He says like, so if you give Tony this amount of money, then you get impact, you get transformation, you get fulfillment, and then you get to become a part of the welcome celebration, right? So like you become part of a peer group of other people who decided to give Tony $15,000. It's amazing. And when should you start giving Tony the $15,000? You should start now. And then they have like some stuff with Brandon Bradley where he's like talking about alignment and movement, and I think that's pretty good. And then of course you can contact Brandon online. There's like a longer session later in the day too with Brandon Bradley, and you can like give him some money and you can be part of his posture stuff, and pay for that, and that's very, very good. And then this day, like the first day didn't have that many breaks, but this day has like 2 times 1 hour breaks and some other breaks. So there's like time for you to go and buy these products from Mr. Robbins. Else it starts the day with where Scott makes an exercise with like priming, which is like a way to and he talks about like intentionally setting up your day for success, right? So instead of starting the day like I do with a cup of coffee, then you would start with drinking water and then go on YouTube and do the priming exercise with Tony Robbins. You would be like and then focus on some positive thing, has some white light, some blue light going through the body. I think it's an okay exercise, right? It's actually, and it's very important thing with like how we start our day, that like we get the best possible way of starting our day. So that is pretty good. And then it says, the more we give, the more we get back. So the more we give others, when we give Tony $15,000, then we get more back, right? So Like, so let's start giving Tony more money. And then we need to move through the day with intention and purpose. And then he has like an exercise where you point at your wife or your child or your cat or the people on the webcam and you say like, I own you. No, I own you, baby. And then later on, like it's Dean who talks about like, do money solve problems? And then people are writing like, no, money doesn't solve problems. Money is evil, right? But money do solve problems, right? It's like if you have this problem, then you go and you give Tony the 15,000, right? If you have a problem with making impact or fulfillment or transformation, then money does solve the problem, right? You just give Tony the 15,000 and then you get impact, fulfillment, transformation, and you get to be in the welcome celebration. If you want to, like in Denmark, you want to get an MRI scan, and if it's the public stuff that's free, then you have to wait like 3-4 months. But if you do have the cash on hand, then you can just go get an MRI at a private hospital next week. So money does solve problems. Is your car broken, right? Do you have any money? Okay, you can fix it, right? Or you can buy a new car, right? So money does solve problems. So it's important to do the business mastery, right? So you can solve all your problems. Then a guy comes on that's called like Trent, and he has like an amazing story. I hope I don't ruin it by making it very short, but Trent attended the UPW and some of the other Tony events, maybe it's like some business mastery and the Date with Destiny and Mastery University, right? So he gave Tony this $15,000 and now he has like the perfect life. And he says that if your mission is big enough, nothing outside you will stop you, right? And I think that is very important, right? So if we have a drive, we have something we're going towards and our is big enough, then nothing will stop us. And it says our mission is a prescription from God, and nothing should stop us. And he talks a little bit about the people who said he could not do it are the people who never did it. Right? So we can't surround ourselves with people who say we can't do it. Right? We should probably do the platinum partnership and stay around, give Tony a lot of money, because then we are surrounded with people who think we can do it. And we can find the money and give it to Mr. Robbins. And then he says that and when he wins, then it's the people who said he couldn't do it are actually the ones that said, yeah, we supported you all along, right? But they didn't, right? And he says like it's a validation. We only need to seek validation from God. And his mind was in Africa, but his body was in America. So he wanted to do something in Africa. So he did like 3 shows in Africa. Trent is a cool guy, so maybe look him up. Anyways. So and then he says like people need the real story or message, not like all this mumbo jumbo. So I tried like sharing my message a few times and ended up in a lot of lawsuits and stuff and problems. But I do think he's right. We should share our message. And then he tells a story with like his mother died. Then 14 years later, his grandmother died. Then 48 hours after his mother passed away, then his daughter gets hit on the head with a rock and it's like bleeding all out of her head. And he goes to the ICU, right? But then he finds out that his daughter actually had a tumor in like cancer in her head. But then because then they found out that she had the cancer, but then the rock saved her, because then they found out that she had this tumor. But then 1 year later, the tumor was gone. So we need to look at, we need to believe, not doubt, right? And gifts, then life is not happening to us, right? Life is happening for us. And he says that there is a plan for our lives, and we are, it's like music, so we are the composers of the music in our lives, right? So we need to start working on it and immerse ourselves and do all the Tony stuff, and then we can do everything. And he says that when the destination is worth it, the path won't be a struggle. Keep moving forward. Say yes to the life you deserve. Trent Shelton. So much more motivating than what I did here, but it's a very good story. And then Dean comes on. So Dean Graziosi is always trying to sell stuff. It's the same thing with Scott Harris. Every time Scott comes on, we're joking that like now he's going to try to sell us something. But Dean says that like you have a model, so it's a model we use too, right? So we need to look at where do we want to go. Okay, we are here. Then the first thing we need to define is like, why do we want to move from here to here? Because if we don't have a big enough why, we're just going to stay here. Going to keep drinking our coffee. We are not going to be vegan, so we need to understand why do we want to be vegan? Why do we want to stop drinking coffee so we can go here? And when you have a big enough why, then the how comes, right? So the how and maybe the who, right? So it's like Trent said, like, so the people who support us, right? Who will support us here, right? Tony will support us with like Date with Destiny or Business Mastery. Mostly Dean is talking about we should do Date with Destiny here, right? And then that will help us. But if we have a business, then he says that even if we build a product, then we think people will come, but they will not come. They will only come if you do good marketing. So fall in love with marketing, do the Business Mastery, do the Date with Destiny, the who, and then you will get everything you want. And then Dean says that people buy from you when they feel understood. So you need to make the customers feel understood, and when they feel understood, they will give you money. And then you don't sell them what they need, you sell them what they want, right? So people won't buy what they need, they will buy what they want, right? So don't sell them what they need, right? You can maybe give it to them later what they need, but you need to sell them what they want. And that's why like a lot of people end up buying a lot of crap they don't need anyways, because they want it. Then there was like a crying man who ran out of cash when there was a break. So he bought the Tony programs with How to Thrive and some other stuff. So he's maybe already given Tony like $3,000-$5,000 in the past year. So he's running out of cash, and like it was the last cash he had, he spent on the UPW. But he really wants to give Tony more money. And then they were talking about like that now he just has to save up money, and then when he's saved up the money, then he can maybe attend again and pay the stuff, right? But until then just too bad, right? But he was crying, and there was like a lot of people crying with like, how do they afford to give Mr. Robbins the money, and they didn't have the $10,000 and they didn't have the $15,000. But then it's good that Dean actually came on later and said like, oh, but if you only want Date with Destiny, I have like this special offer. It's only $4,995. That is what's called a downsell. So first you sell a product, then you offer people something more. So Business Mastery, then you can get the bundle for $15,000 where you get the other one too. And then if people don't want that, then you downsell. That's what they did with the Date with Destiny, because then it's only $4,995. Then Joseph McClendon III comes on, and he tells his mom story, that his mom has cancer and he's fighting with the doctor. The doctor should not tell her her life expectancy, because if you tell people their life expectancy, they are going to die, right? So he's like fighting the doctor, and the doctor is wrong, and the doctor should not tell her what he thinks her life expectancy is. And he said, then there's like some exercise about limiting beliefs, and like you can go to Life Mastery anyways, which is another Tony program. But his mom lived 11.5 years because he was fighting the doctor and not doing what the doctor said, and he was doing the Tony stuff instead of doing the doctor recommendation. And then he talks about that we need to avoid like poisoning our body. We need to no coffee. We need to cleanse and detoxify. We need to regenerate. And there are some exercises with like our limiting beliefs with health, what is health and cells die and lymphatic system and the true source of disease. Why do we get sick? Get from the bad food, and then it goes on to like vital life principles where we need to practice like daily breathing, eating living water and foods, healthy foods. We need to go green. We need to do aerobic stuff. We need to get structural alignment. We need to have a directed mind and heart. And I think that is actually a good list of things that like all of us can benefit from doing, like breathing exercises, whether we want to or not, and everybody can benefit from doing a little bit of yoga every day, and everybody can do can benefit from like some meditation or like talking to God, praying. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And healthy fats is a good thing, and we all need to eat more green stuff. And then there's like the movement, right? So they have something called Embody there, and then you can give them money, then they can help you move every day. But I do think it's good to move like 3 times per week, 30 minutes, and just general like movement every day. And then there's the structural alignment of the body. I think that's important. Then what the Brandon Bradley guy comes on again and he talks about that. I think that is important, whether you do like yoga or flow or whatever you do. I think that is a good thing. Then he talks about like evil stuff, right? The processed food is evil, coffee is evil, eating animals are evil, eating dairy products are evil, and all things with acid, right? And that's where like I'm a little bit. And then there's the breathing exercise, and then what did you eat in the past 24 hours? And then there's a 10-day challenge where you stand guard at the door of your mind, and you stop eating animals, and you stop drinking coffee, and you need to set an alarm. So the wife set an alarm on her phone to drink 1 glass of water every 2 hours throughout the day. That's like a solution to that. And then there are like a blood test doctor that comes up and like says like we need to take a lot of blood tests. And there's a sprout guy who likes sprout. And then there's the vegan doctor, stop eating animal stuff. I do agree with the blood test. I think that's a good idea to go. Again, like, do money solve problems? No, but like you can have all these tests if you have the money. And then at the end you have Master Co comes in and does some meditation exercises with Sage Robin, which is Tony's wife, which is pretty cool. And then life will never be the same again, and we'll see you at the next event when you have the money to pay Tony again. So for me, it's kind of funny that I've attended most of his programs except the Life Mastery, because I have this block in my head with the vegan thing, and like I think some of it is like a little bit crazy. When then Denmark would say alt med måde, so like don't go too crazy, right? You can do a few things. Anyway, so that was like what happened on day 4 of the UPW event. Subscribe to the channel, right? What do you think in the comments? If you like the video, give it a like. If you don't like it, give it a dislike. I'll see you in the next one.